Hello, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I have so much admiration and holding you all with such love and care as we are gathering together here as a community, skating community. It's just really touching seeing people from all over here today, from all corners of country. We are doing a class today for grief and loss. We know that this week has been just a real tragic, traumatic time for our community. We've all been impacted by what has happened. And whether big or small, we are collectively grieving what happened. And we are going through a collective time of mourning. And so, since you are all here today, I'm just holding you all with such admiration for giving yourself this time to be on the mat. Yoga can be just a transformative tool for healing, for processing really difficult emotions such as grief. And my one request for you all in this time together is to just hold yourself with such love and care. I'm going to lead you through a series of postures. And if a posture doesn't feel right for you, or if it's too much, you have the choice to do whatever feels good for you during this time together. If it feels good just to sit and breathe, or sit and cry, whatever you need to do in this time. This is an open space, and feeling the support from one another, even though we are in our homes, in different places, feeling that energy coming together as a collective. And so with this time together, that is my one request, to hold yourself with that love and care. If you have any blankets, any pillows, any props like that that are here to give you extra support, feel free to grab those. You do not need anything for our class. You can do all the postures without any prop. Um, you can take a moment to grab anything that might feel good and cozy for you in this time. I'm going to start in a seated posture. If you have anything that will help elevate your seat, any blankets, blocks, anything that helps you feel supported. And from the seated posture, you may soften your gaze or close your eyes. Just tuning into your body. And just noticing any emotion that comes up and honoring whatever comes up for you. You take a few deep breaths. Notice the support from your seat, your sit bones. Notice the contact you are making with the floor, the props beneath you. Remembering that the earth is here supporting you. Connection to the earth is always here for you. Bringing awareness now to your breath. Just noticing the quality of your breath. Seeing if your breath is short or long. Maybe it's heavy. maybe it's static. Not putting any judgment to how you're breathing in this time. Just noticing, bringing awareness to the breath. If any emotion comes up that you may feel, sadness, anger, grief, again, honoring that emotion. Moving through whatever comes up with our breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Together, taking another inhale through the nose. Pausing at the top of the breath. Exhaling fully out through the mouth. Taking those hands in front of the heart. Let's create some heat by rubbing those hands together. You feel like you have enough heat. Place those hands over your eyes, feeling that vibrancy in your palms. Taking some time to just massage your face, the forehead, in those temples, rubbing the hands to the temples, taking the hands down to the jaw, to the back of the ears. Noticing any tightness you may feel in any parts of the neck. If you feel any part of your body that is particularly tight, just hold on to that part of your body, bringing loving awareness to that body part. Leaving any tension you may feel in parts of the neck. Continue breathing here as you go. Remember, if anything feels too strong or anything doesn't feel good for you, remember you can stop at any moment. One of our mantras in AIT is observation is just as important as participation. Remembering that you can always move out of a posture into child's pose or shavasana. Taking those hands and releasing them down to the sides. Throughout our time tonight, I'm going to share some affirmations. I encourage you to listen to them, and if they feel right for you, to hold them in your heart. So if it feels good for you, place both hands over your heart space. And bringing that awareness to that heart space. Just take a few more breaths here to guide that loving awareness to the center of the heart. Within this heart space that we can find compassion, ourselves, for each other. Imagine you're holding yourself within that heart space today. Taking another breath, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Keep your eyes closed if that feels right for you, or just softening your gaze. Sharing an affirmation here as you continue breathing. May I be open to receiving love and compassion from others. May love fill and heal my body and mind. May I find peace and strength that I may use as my resources to serve others. May all those who are grieving be released from their suffering. May I offer love, knowing that I cannot control the course of life, suffering, or death. Breathing again with that awareness at the heart space. Releasing those arms down by your side. Opening those eyes if they were closed. In your own time, we're going to move into all fours. Finding your spot on the mat with your hands and knees. Again, finding any support if you would like with blankets under the knees, under the hands. A couple moments here to feel the connection to the earth with the palms, the legs. In all fours here, take a breath. You release the shoulders down and back. Find length through the neck, slightly tucking in the chin. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly release the hips all the way back to child's pose. Bones to heels. Letting the forehead fully release to the mat. Taking another inhale, coming back up to all fours in your own time. Taking a slight pause at the top of your breath when you exhale, releasing back into child's pose. Inhale, coming back up with the breath on all fours. Keeping the chin slightly tucked in. Exhale, release back into child's pose. Inhale, coming back up to all fours. Spreading out those knees to the edges of your mat. With your next breath, releasing back into child's pose. And if it feels good to grab a pillow or a bolster in front of you to give you some more support. I'm going to hang out here for a couple minutes. Letting your head rest on one side of the pillow, one cheek resting on one side. In this posture, continue breathing, feeling the support of the earth. Letting your breath be soft, knowing that you are held in this moment. Noticing any emotions that may come up here as you breathe. Identify any of those emotions by honoring those emotions, letting whatever you feel to move through you with the breath. Remembering that you are safe in this moment. As you release into the breath with those exhales, remembering that you are also being held by the community here, practicing alongside you. Remembering that support. As you continue breathing, just letting each breath release you deeper into the mat. Softening wherever you may feel some tension. In your own time, letting your head turn to the other side of the mat or the pillow. Letting your breath be soft. And filling air from the abdomen, lower chest, upper chest. Exhaling out through the upper chest, lower chest, and abdomen. And then holding posture for another round of breath. Time slowly releasing out of that posture, taking the pillow or the bolster out to the side, bringing those knees closer together, getting back to all fours here, taking a breath here. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. We're just taking some gentle cat cows. So as we take an inhale, lower the belly button down towards the mat, shoulders down and back as you lift your chin up to the sky. As you exhale, slowly contract that navel and the hips forward. Release the chin into the chest. Inhale, slowly release the hips. Shoulders release down and back. Lift the chin and the head. As you exhale, slowly contract. Bringing the hips forward. Bringing that navel zipping in towards the spine as we release the head. Moving through a few more rounds of breath here. Shoulders releasing down, feeling the connection of the palms into the mat. Exhale, slowly contracting, moving through one more round of breath here. Slowly coming back to all fours. With your next breath, taking an inhale, bending that left elbow, reaching up to the sky. As you exhale, bending that elbow, reaching that left arm over to the right as you lower your head, letting the left ear come to the mat. Taking that right arm, it feels good to reach it out in front of you, or you may take that right arm, place it back behind the sacrum by bending the elbow. Taking a few rounds of breath here to soften. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth, softening the shoulders, keeping the neck long. Continue breathing. Imagine your body melting deeper into the posture. Letting the arm relax, release. The cheek, make that connection with the mat or the floor. This breath, keep that right hand, reach it out back in front of you, bending the elbow, pressing up with that right palm. Take another inhale, reach that left arm up to the sky, finding a twist here. Exhale, lower that left hand back towards the mat. Move to the other side. Take an inhale now with that right arm, bending the elbow, reaching up to the sky. As you exhale, bending that elbow, weaving that right arm through and releasing the hips back all the way into child's pose, letting your right cheek come to the mat. Reaching that left arm forward, or if it feels good to bend that left elbow, place the hand at the sacrum. That right cheek soften. Remembering the breath. Breathing deep as you continue here. Posture again feels like it's too much. Soften that posture. Soften the effort of that posture. Coming out of it completely, whatever feels good for you in this moment. Knowing that just being here is courageous. Breathing here. Next breath, taking that left hand, reaching it out in front of you, bending that left elbow, pressing up with the left palm. And next, inhale, bending that right arm, reaching up to the sky. Next, exhale, slowly lowering the hand, coming back to all fours here. Another breath here, take an inhale. As we exhale, slowly lower back into child's pose, reaching your fingertips out in front of you. As you soften here in child's pose, again taking a few more rounds of breath. Feeling the support of child's pose here. You continue breathing. Continue identifying, observing any emotion that may come up in this moment. Notice any particularly difficult emotion. Encourage you to stay with that emotion, knowing that you are safe, you are being held. See if you have space in the heart to accept any of these affirmations I'm going to share. May I accept my pain, knowing that it does not make me bad or wrong. May I accept my suffering, knowing that I am not my suffering. May I accept my anger, fear, and sadness, knowing that they do not limit my heart. May I accept my pain, knowing that it does not make me bad or wrong. May I accept my suffering, knowing that I am not my suffering. May I accept my anger, fear, and sadness, knowing that they do not limit my heart. Next breath, slowly coming back up to all fours, making your way to your stomach, lengthening out the legs, any support you may need with props, maybe a pillow that feels good. Going to press up into Sphinx pose, where you're going to take your forearms, bending at the elbows, and slowly pressing up with the stability of your forearms here. As you take a couple breaths here, keeping the chin slightly tucked in, tapping into your resilience, your strength, the strength we have as a collective. As you continue breathing, knowing that you are breathing with the whole community here, also supporting you and your breath. Another breath here. Kneeling into that support from the forearms. Inhale. Slowly exhale, releasing down. Let your right cheek melt down into the pillow or the mat. With your next inhale, slowly press up again with those forearms. Keeping the chin slightly tucked in, take an exhale. Turn your chin to the other side. Let the right cheek melt to the mat. Inhale, slowly pressing up the forearms. Exhale, let the left cheek melt into your mat. Inhale, slowly pressing up with the forearms. Exhale, turn the right cheek to the mat, slowly lower. Next breath, taking the forehead to the mat or the pillow. Reaching your arms in front of you and clasping those hands together or connecting the hands together in prayer pose here. Letting your legs stretch out long, lowering the head, forehead to the mat or the pillow. Taking a breath here. Releasing any tension you may feel. In the body. The next breath, bending the elbows, sitting up with the palms, finding a seated position as we readjust our props. If you have a pillow, take that pillow or bolster on the long side in front of you. We're going to bend our knees. So our left knee is going to be bent, and we're going to connect the front of our left leg with the pillow or the bolster. And again, if you don't have any of these props, that's totally okay. Your back leg, your right leg is going to stay bent as well. Placing the left foot at the base of the thigh of the right leg. If this doesn't feel comfortable, you can always extend your legs out even more. Finding whatever feels good for you. With that pillow situated out in front of us, to take your hands on both sides of that pillow, twisting your whole body towards the mat or the pillow and bolster. We're going to slowly melt down towards the mat and the pillow. So with an inhale, finding length through the spine. As you exhale, slowly walking those hands down, bending the elbows, and slowly coming down until your left cheek melts into the mat or the pillow. Letting those hands just slowly rest to the sides. Taking a few moments here to just unwind. Breathing deep here. From the earth. Letting your body slowly melt deeper into the posture. Relaxing the shoulders. Relaxing the waist. Remembering the support this posture offers. The nose, and exhale through the mouth. So feel into this posture. Anything that comes up for you, may it move through you, through your breath. Falling with your next breath, slowly pressing up with your palms. And all the way back up, we're going to switch sides. So if you'd like to just switch your feet over to the other side, keeping the pillow where it may be. Again, bending both knees, so placing that right knee in front of you, making contact with the base of the pillow or bolster, bending that left knee back behind you, adjusting any bend in the knees, finding any more support you may need with blankets. Taking both hands on either edge of your pillow again. Taking an inhale, slowly lengthening the spine. As you exhale, slowly lower down into the posture, releasing your right cheek to the mat. Wrist, coming back to the breath. Any emotions arise. Remembering to honor any emotion that comes up for you. Here, taking the palms, pressing up here, releasing that pillow or bolster from the mat. Taking the legs out in front of you. Finding a comfortable seated posture here. Bending the knees, keeping the feet connected to the floor. To go to our backs. So again, if you have a blanket or a pillow, bring it back behind your sacrum. We're going to do a supported heart opener here. So we're going to slowly go to our backs. Once you've gone to the back, letting that blanket or the pillow stay underneath the shoulders. So you want your shoulders to have space once you get down. So we're going to slowly bend all the way down, vertebrae by vertebrae. Once you've come down, you may lengthen out the legs. And then letting those arms reach out, making sure the pillow or blanket is not over those shoulders. If you have a block or a bolster and want a little more height, you can always place that underneath your pillow or bolster. Letting your arms rest to the sides here. Our opener can be intense. So if this doesn't feel right for you, feel free to adjust, move out of the posture, maybe adjust a pillow or blanket so posture is not as high. Bringing awareness to that heart space. Remembering that our heart space is where we can hold compassion, love for ourselves, each other. And if you can feel into that a little bit, know that space is always here for you. Breathing deep here. Each breath softening deeper into the posture. One more breath together. To your knees. Feel the soles of the feet connected to the mat. Slowly rolling over the right side, bending the elbows, slowly pressing up with the palms. Moving those props out to the side. I'm going to move into a supported straddle forward fold. So again, gathering any props, finding them nearby. We're going to extend the legs out to the edges of our mat. You'd like to grab your pillow or bolster, placing it the vertical side in front of you. Maybe any more blankets for support. If you want a block bolster to give you extra height. So the higher you go, the more support there is. Spreading out those feet, feeling the connection of those legs and feet to the earth. Taking your hands in front of you or on your props. Take another inhale, lengthening your spine. As you exhale, slowly bending the elbows, releasing into the posture, letting your forehead relax. Hold here for a couple minutes, resting in a way that feels necessary for you. You continue breathing, letting that forehead just melt deeper into the space in front of you. And the breath as you bring awareness back into your body, bring loving awareness back into your body. Your breath, noticing the quality of your breath here. Anything has shifted since the beginning of our time together. The breath, those elbows bent, slowly pressing up with the palms, all the way back up. Releasing those props out to the side. To move into Shavasana, remembering that your props are here to give you support that you need. If you'd like to elevate your feet, you can take any pillows, blocks, bolsters, place them at the top of your mat. You may bring your feet up to be supported as you lower down. Feel free to grab any blankets, any layers you need for final posture, our most helpable and transformative posture, Shavasana. When you are ready, slowly making your way down your mat, releasing all the way down. Taking a few moments to find ease in the body and the breath. All of you rest in Shavasana. And to share one last set of affirmations as we've been cultivating our breath and movement, processing grief, holding space for all those intense emotions we have been feeling over this past week. We honor that grief. We honor this moment as a way to remember those victims in Flight 5342. Honor their life, will they touch, beautiful souls that they are. Creating community, we together and we remember that ice is our home. The ice is a support for healing. Just as so many on that flight were feeling at home on the ice, we can remember each time we get on the ice to see it as home, to see it as a way to honor their legacy. So as we continue to feel this grief, may we remember that sorrow can show the way to compassion. May I come to recognize the gift of my loss by opening my heart. May I realize grace in the midst of suffering. May this experience in some way be a blessing for me. May loving kindness sustain me. May loving kindness sustain me. Release back into your breath. Slowly wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. That movement, move into the wrists, ankles. When you're ready, bend into your knees, rolling over to the right side of your mat. Slowly pressing into the palms, coming up into a comfortable seated posture. Joining me with your hands, heart center, one palm over the other. Thank you for taking this time for yourself to hold this space, each other. Know that we are community. Feel into that support. Let that loving kindness from that heart space lead you through the coming days. The light in me sees and recognizes the light in each and every one of you. And Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining me.